What's up out there? For this week's Indie of the Week, this is an actual viewer submission. Somebody suggested that I try Bloob's Adventure Idol. It was before it actually came out on Steam, so I had to wait for it to fully release into early access onto Steam. And I am definitely open to viewer suggestions. I've received a few. I've looked at all the games that have been suggested. They may or may not make it into a video at some point, but I definitely do look at all of the suggestions, or try to anyway, as much as time permits. So for this particular game, which released into early access on July 15th, 2024, the developer is just named Bloob's Dev. The game retails for $7.99 US, but it is currently on sale for $6.79. This is very much like a mixture. It's very in between, say, RuneScape and Melver Idol. So Melver Idol is more of a tech Excel version of RuneScape. This is kind of more casual than RuneScape, but not necessarily not as simple as Melver Idol. Like, you actually move around and stuff. It's not just a UI, where you click on something and tell it to go do something or whatever, but there is an actual movement system and everything in here. So this is very cool. There's a lot of different skills. If you go through the various skills, like you've got hit points, attack, strength, defense, what do we got? Ranged, magic. So it's your common stuff. Devotion instead of prayer. Beast mastery instead of, I believe this is for Slayer. Then you've got dexterity. So just moving around, walking around, you'll generate XP. Herbology instead of herb lore. Crafting, bow crafting instead of fletching. Imbuing. If I looked at imbuing, that's basically rune crafting. You've got thieving. You've got tracking, which is basically hunting or whatever. Mining, smithing, fishing, cooking, fire making, wood cutting, foraging, and you've got your combat level on here. I've not totally explored everything. Like, I haven't messed with spells yet. I've not messed with invocations, so I don't know what those do. If we click on this button down here, you get your different attack styles to choose between. Some options for auto eat, auto loot, auto bury, that kind of thing. This button here takes you to all the different skills you've got. This button shows you, like, if you're going over here and cutting wood, it's going to tell you, like, quality of life stuff, how fast you're chopping, how much XP you're getting per hour, that kind of thing. You've got the little treasure box for your inventory, and then you've got your equipment button over here. Now, when you start, you have to actually, you will start with some items in your inventory. You have to actually select those in order to equip them. It's a little goofy. And I think, so like, if I take the steel axe off, it goes back into my inventory, and then I simply select it. It's a single click to get it to equip and a single click to get it to unequip. So you can't, like, right click, and if you right click it, unequip. So it's a little odd. I don't know. I would like to see it if it had like a right click menu to choose something from. That might make a little more sense. I'm not sure. It just, at first it's a little jarring when you click on something and it just vanishes and you don't know where it went. There used to be, where did that go? I thought this was my starting area. There used to be a chest here for, like, my storage area. Go away, get that dialogue off the screen. And I don't know where that went. That is the starting area. So I don't know what happened to my storage box, unless I'm in a different starting area. I'm not sure. There's this home teleport that takes you right back here. I swear there was a chest right there at one point. I don't know what happened to it. You can mouse wheel in and out. You can zoom in if you want. You can zoom out. Let's see. But basically you just go up to your, like, you go click on a tree and then it says wood cutting started. It goes over here. What I really like about this a lot is that when you click on something, it automatically tracks over to it, and it goes to the tree that, or resource that is not depleted. So, like, that is now depleted. He actually moves over here and goes to the next one. So a huge quality of life. This is one of the things that I really hated about RuneScape, or RuneScape 3 anyway. RuneScape for me was more of an active game than it was a passive game. And, like, I spent, I don't know, a good hour this morning, or half hour, or whatever it was, working on some Path of Exile stuff. So I let this run in the background and I didn't have to touch it at all. I just told it to go do some mining or wood cutting or whatever I was doing at the moment. And then I just go check on it every once in a while. The problem that I had with RuneScape 3, at least, and I'm sure old school RuneScape's probably the same, is it required constant attention. You had to go constantly do something with it. it would, when your tree got depleted, you had to wait for it and then go click on it again. And yeah, that's not that bad. It's every 6 to 10 seconds or whatever it is. You got to go click on it, or 15 seconds, whatever it is. Like this will give you a golden, I missed it, but it'll give you a golden resource you got to click on. You don't have to click on it. It's just an extra item. So if you bring up your inventory here, where's our logs at? See, there's sticks. Oh, logs are down here. So you'll see that I'm collecting trees or logs from normal trees, and it just stacks up. I can go do anything else and come back and check on this and see where it's at. So I love this. The next thing that I really, I missed the golden tree again, but the next thing I love is I can click on this. Not only can I look at my skills, but I can go over here and I can click on this skill and it pulls up this menu, which gives me information. This is not just information. I can go over here and see that I am at level 32, which means I can go do teak trees. Okay, where's the teak trees? If you click on this, it just automatically paths over to the teak trees. Well, I gotta stop wood cutting there first. It's a little goofy. Sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't, but it'll actually just auto find a teak tree. I don't have, like, there's willows, there's oaks. It'll just go over to a teak tree and start chopping it, which I think is great. That is a really nice quality of life feature there. And that works for everything. So if I want to go fishing, I'm level 25 fishing, so I could go do trout, but I need feathers and I don't know that I have them. There's teak trees right there. So now it's just going over and starting to do its thing. So if I want to go, say, I did a bunch of mining earlier, so I've got copper ore and tin ore. Let's say I want to go do some smithing. So I'm going to go back to town, or back to my home place, just because I think it's closer to where I need to be. Then there's a move to forge button right there. So I go click that. He just walks over to it. I don't have to remember where anything is, which is a little bit cheating in some regards because it just automatically goes to where it needs to go. But at the same time, I don't have to worry about memorizing the map. I don't have to, I don't know. It's a little bit friendlier in some ways. I think even with the monsters you go fight, you can click on it and it'll just go to where you need to go. So then I click on like forge over here and I want to create bronze bars. Let's craft everything. And then I go look at my inventory. You'll see it counting up XP. You'll see my bars starting to stack up. So I'm going to be able to do 73 bars. And there you go. Massive, massive quality of life to just move around and just automatically move. And now it's not perfect. Like it goes where it needs to go. But if you're chopping a tree and you go to chop a different tree, you kind of got to click off of it and tell it to go somewhere else first. And then it goes and does what it needs to do. So it's a little wonky with that. And I do have some complaints. I do have some, I don't know that they're massive complaints, but there's some things I'd like to see changed. First and foremost, if I'm looking at this screen, like if I just take this away, I would presume that this tree is part of woodcutting, or this tree, but they're not. Change the music. It's a little bit annoying. So if you mouse over this tree, I'm kind of covering it up down here, but in the lower left, it says what type of tree it is. Maybe I need to move myself up to the top here, get out of the way. So if I mouse over this tree, you can see that it says regular tree. But if I come over here and say, well, maybe I want to cut that, it's like a palm tree or something. No, it's not a tree. This is a resource. It's a rock. I can go mine that, but this isn't. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. That's not a rock I can mine. None of these are stuff that you can do that you can't do anything. So what I would love to see is that things that you could interact, like everything is the same brightness on the screen. What would be awesome is if the background and the buildings and all of this stuff were subdued down a little bit so that the trees and stuff that you can interact with pop out. Yes, you can mouse over it, but it's kind of annoying to try to figure out, can I interact with this or not? Can I interact with this guy? It's a dog or whatever. It's got a name. There's a crab I can attack. I can't do anything with this fire, I don't think. The statue doesn't do anything. Now when I level up, it covers over. Now I can't see what's underneath it. So it'd be nice if there was some differentiation between what you can interact with and what you can't. Like the stalls to do thieving are over here, but they look the same as everything else in the game. So it would be nice if there was more contrast between everything else that's so bright and just tone that down a little bit so that I can see the stuff that I can actually interact with. That was my first complaint, because when I first started playing, I didn't realize you could go click on the skills and select what you wanted to go chop or mine or whatever. I didn't realize you could do that. So at first I was like, well, what can I click on? Because every time I tried to click on something, it was either too high a level or it was just non-functional. It didn't do anything. This is an actual door you can go into. This is a door you can go into, but it doesn't look the same as this. Like that actually has two goblin mines. They're goblins here, not goblins, so it's not Melver. But this is a shop you can go into. And again, the shop icon's like, that's an icon, but it's hard to read. I don't know what the different ones are. You can zoom in a little bit, but it still really doesn't show me much of a difference. So I would love to see a bit more contrast between things that you can pick on. The level up is kind of annoying. It throws all that confetti everywhere. It's got this giant box that goes over. So if I just hit the level that I want. Now I want to go click on something else. I can't because there's a giant box over there and it's got all that confetti. I didn't see a way to disable it. And the confetti's kind of annoying because then you can't really tell if you get like a gold option for selecting something. That kind of doesn't, are we done? Yeah, I think we're done on this. So that's kind of annoying too. The tools break, which you'll see that I have a broken hatchet here and I have a broken pick. So I don't know why they break, but if I go out here with a steel axe, let's say we go do some more wood cutting. Let's see if I can break this thing. We could do maple. No, we're just level 30, so we can go do teak. So I am used to RuneScape and Melver Idle where the tools don't break. You just get a tool and that's it. You use it forever and it just goes and goes and goes. In this game, stuff breaks. So I did an upgrade. It's like 1,200 gold or something like that. So I scrimped and saved and I got up a bunch of gold. Your gold's over here, by the way. There's gold. There's like your Slayer task type thing over here. There's your prayer points there. And then you've got like a run bar, so you actually go slower once you quit running. I don't really understand the point of it. I guess it's over a long haul. Why did we quit? I really want to chop teak trees. And there's a bunch of them right here. I don't know why we went the other way. But like, perfect example. These trees are red. Well, those are maple. This one doesn't highlight. I don't know why. These do, but this doesn't. So I don't know if that's like a bug or what. And it's kind of odd. Which is waypoints. I don't know if I've ever clicked on a waypoint yet. I don't know that I've found one. Oh, so that is probably, come over here, just chop this tree. So that's probably why I'm not at that home base where my bank was. I went home, but I don't think I went necessarily to the home that I started at. Maybe I went to a different waypoint because I had moved around. The island's decently sized. It's not massive, but it's decently sized. There is a dungeon down here. I haven't really spent a lot of time with the dungeons and all that. Are we woodcutting? I don't feel like we are. It gets a little wonky on what it's doing sometimes. Like sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't. Now we're going back to this tree, even though it was just there. Okay, and then you got to get the little icon. So it's early access. It's got a little ways to go. It seems like they're pushing out patches fairly frequently. But we're going to chop trees here until this thing breaks, and we can probably watch my gear and just see when that actually breaks. So the problem I run into with this stuff breaking is then you're just out. So you have this axe that produces a little bit more. It chops more as you chop. You'll see there's a little pie chart on this. It gets more damage to the tree, so you go a little faster. The problem is when this breaks, it breaks fairly frequently from what it looks like. So there, I missed the golden tree. And sometimes when you click on it, you move and then you don't chop trees or more. I had more issues with like mining. So when you break a tool, you now go back to your bronze version of it. And it's super expensive to replace them if you want to buy them because they're like 12 or 1,800 gold and you don't make that much gold in here that I've seen. What clicking on that does is gives you another resource. So where you would normally go through the pie chart to get a resource, you can click on the gold version and it just gives you one. So you get a +1 and then you get another +1 when it finishes the chopping. But like I said, when this thing breaks, it kind of goes away. And what I've found is just, it's not necessarily worth having the more expensive God, I keep missing those. If I mouse over it, it doesn't show up. And then he just auto goes to the next tree, which is very cool. And I don't know if he passed to the next nearest tree because I would presume this one's closer, but I don't know. So I find the tool breaking mechanic kind of annoying, and I assume that applies to all your different weapons and everything. So now you're back to either nothing or garbage tier weapons and tools and stuff like that. And the next thing that's, I don't know if it's annoying or not. I haven't played enough of this game to really get a feel for how it works, but I feel like I'm leveling up very quickly. Like in other games, I would have more time spent doing lesser activities. So, meaning, if I was to chop a regular tree for a while, I would want to use, or let's say we go to an ethereal tree or an oak tree, I would want to use the tool. So I've got like a steel axe. I would want to upgrade to that tool and use that tool for a while. It was more incentive. How can I say this? There was more incentive to equip a better tool because my progress was slower and I needed the better tool to move forward a lot further. With this, with the tools breaking, number one, the tools break, so it's in my interest to just not upgrade because it's going to be expensive to do the upgrade. And number two, I level up fairly quickly anyway, so having a better tool that just breaks on me, it doesn't matter. I'm leveling up fairly quickly anyway. So we're at level 33. I don't know what we started at, but as long as I just keep chopping the trees, yeah, my progress is a little bit slower, but I can throw this on my second screen and just let it go in the background, and it's going to get there whenever it gets there, and I don't care. So, versus having the necessity to upgrade the tool. Now, I don't necessarily mind that the tools break, but I felt like the whatever it was that I bought broke very rapidly, and it was kind of annoying because I just bought it, got like 3 swings or 4 logs or something like that. It wasn't very much, and then it was broken, gone. And I don't understand that. It was annoying. That was very annoying. And you default back to like a bronze pickaxe, so it doesn't look like your tools completely go away. So I don't know why you would want to make bronze. I mean, you would make bronze to level up to get to the next thing that you can go do smithing with. But I don't know, the progression system's a little weird. Like I feel like I'm fairly far. I've played what? It tells you how much you've played. So I've played almost 5 hours of this, and I've got level 15 mining. We've got level 6 smithing, and I've barely done any smithing. I spent a chunk of time doing fishing, so I've got level 25 fishing, level 36 fire making. That just blew up instantly. Level 34 wood cutting. I've spent a decent chunk of time wood cutting. And then I kind of messed around with some of these other skills just to tinker around and see what they did. Like you can do bows, you can do arrows, messed around with that a little bit. Over here you've got bowstrings. There's all kinds of different stuff. I didn't look where I could get like clay and some of that stuff. I not really messed with it. But there's like a well you can, it's kind of like RuneScape here where you got to go to the well to put water on stuff, and then you got the crafting building. Oh, I didn't want to do that. But he'll go and move over to where he needs to go and, stuff like that. And then, let's see here. Why are we moving? Sometimes he just kind of goes bananas and goes where he wants. And like I want to cut that tree, but he keeps going back to this tree because that's the one he was cutting on. So it's a little finicky here and there. And then the other complaint that I have is when you save, if you're moving, you'll actually see it stops. Like it'll say that it's saving, and then it just kind of stops the game while it saves. And I'm on an SSD, so it shouldn't be an issue, but the saving kind of stutters the game a little bit, and it's a little annoying. But for the most part, I don't really have any complaints. Are we even wood cutting? Yeah, he's like kept moving over here, but now he's not wood cutting anymore. So come on, let's go over here and... Okay, now we're going to chop on this tree. Like there's really small annoying things that it's not a big deal, but it's kind of annoying. I guess we should let's go in here. Let's see what this is. This is like a mine. There's monsters you can fight in here. Again, with the rock that you can't click on. There is a smithing anvil over here. I don't know that I can use it. Doesn't look like it. Like is that ore I can use? There's probably like a boss type fight. I think you can go mine in here. Thought you could mine in here, maybe not. But there's little dungeons, there's little places like this where you can go fight monsters and stuff like that. Can I go in this church thing? Some of the buildings you can go into, some of them you can't. So there's like maybe a prayer altar or something in here. Not sure what you can do with that. There's like a chest back here I didn't figure out how to get to. Let's go back home. If we go over here, you can do thieving on this thing. There is NPCs inside these buildings. You can shopkeepers, like tools. There's a tool guy there. Let's go look at how much his stuff is, because his stuff's kind of expensive. So, like, if I wanted to upgrade to an iron axe, it's 800. If I do a steel axe, it's 1300. So if I save up 1300 gold and that thing breaks, I'm gonna be pissed. You know, there's lockpicks you can buy, cotton, wool, stuff like that, or calca. Yeah, there's different levels of tools. I'd have to see. Maybe they changed it, but there's like a cooking range. You can go cook. We've got it's just mackerel. I can't do mackerel. Yeah, I don't have any of the crayfish to do any of the cooking. And there's different levels, thieving stalls. So it's basically what you would expect from. Oh, there's clay right there. It's basically what you would expect from a RuneScape game. You can buy different rods. You can buy different bait for the. You can buy feathers and stuff like that. Like, there's all kind of different stuff. So it's exactly what you would expect. I kind of wish there was a little bit more depth to the equipment on here. Like, I don't know what an old scroll is. I don't know what a fishing trophy is. Like, do I sell those? I mean, there's like a guide or something you could probably go read up probably want to read up and stuff like that. But there is like food. You click on the food and it actually heals you. Apples, I don't think heal you. For whatever reason, they're not like food, but blueberries are. So it says HP 1 at the bottom. This doesn't have an HP on it. So some things that you would consider food are not food. That's a little odd. Still not sure what to do with like stones or something like that. You can come over here and just click on wood and then you start fire making. So yeah, I mean, it's what you would expect from a RuneScape Melver Idol type game, except you can move around. You get crystals when you do, or jewels when you do fire making, or opals. I don't know if you want to call those jewels or not, but you get coal and jade and stuff like that. It's kind of odd that you get that from fire making. I would expect maybe mining, but I don't know. It's doing its own thing, I suppose. So there's combat. I've done a little bit of combat. We could come over here if I go click on chickens. Oh, it teleports you to the Beastmaster. The chickens, I believe, there's a farm running around here somewhere we can go fight. I thought you can't move your screen around. There's cows here. There's chickens here. We'll go do combat for a brief moment. But yeah, this is a cool game. I'm enjoying my time with it. It is definitely a game that you can throw on as a second monitor game. I probably want to get rid of some of my stuff. Combat seems a little slow for the moment. I don't have a very good weapon. All I've got is this dagger. I don't really hit very well either. But yeah, this is Bloob's Adventure Idol. I think it's cool. I think it's a fun game. When I started playing this, I was kind of instantly hooked. I started off with the quality of life stuff where he moves around between the different resources as they deplete. I thought that was massive because I didn't have to go and attend to it. I didn't have to do anything with it. I can go do fighting. He's going to kill this chicken and he's going to go to the next chicken. Like, he just moves around. So it's got that. It's in the sense that it's Melver Idol, that it just automatically does the next thing and keeps going. It does that. So he's going to go over here and start killing chickens. He's already attacking the next chicken. So I don't have to deal with any of this stuff, which is one of my big complaints about RuneScape 3, is that I had to constantly attend to it. It wasn't quite an active game, but it was more active than I wanted. This one, I can just let it sit in the background. Now, there's no AFK. You can't leave it and go, you can't turn the game off and end up with like Melver Idol, where you just come back and there's progress going. But you can let it go in the background. I want to go do something. I want to go watch whatever. I want to go read, research, do whatever it is. I can go do it. And then you come back. I does inventory. You can also bury skulls, so that raises your devotion. We could go cook some stuff. I don't know if there's anything else I want to get rid of. I don't see a way to drop it. Can I drag and drop? No. So I don't know how you actually like drop something. Delete key? Nope. Doesn't do anything. So anyway, this is Bloob's Adventure Idol. I recommend it. It's a cool game. It's not horribly priced. It's $8, $7-8 for it. I think it's fairly cheap if you're looking for an idle game that's a little more active than Melver Idol. It kind of gives you that RuneScape experience and it's very RuneScape light, this is the game for you. Is it going to expand anymore? The world is, I wouldn't say the world is massive. The world is probably, if you're thinking in RuneScape terms, I don't know, probably the starting continent, it's that size, not like bridge to other areas. Like the total of this is probably the starting area of RuneScape, kind of in that realm. I kind of walk down to the bottom. There is boat travel. You go travel on a boat and it shows you like the whole map, you know, where you want to pick. And this is kind of like the middle of it. So it's not enormous. I don't know how many hours you'll get out of this. And I don't know how long, you know, they've added, I think before it went into early access, they added herbology. I got the name right. It's not mousing over. Herbology. Yeah. Oh, because it's down here. See, that level up box kind of makes it annoying, but I don't know. It's got a certain charm to it. A few things I'd like to see fixed on it for sure. It's just kind of annoying in some regards. You don't drop anything on the ground, so I can't. There's like nothing to pick up if you don't get it. I see it just stuttered in there when it saved. But I don't know. There are a couple minor annoying things. It's nothing game breaking. I've not had any issues. I've not had any problems with it. It's for the most part, it's been fine. I haven't really had any complaints. I mean, I do have complaints for sure, but like nothing game breaking, nothing that made me instantly want to rage quit and uninstall it. It's not been frustrating in any way, shape, or form. A little annoying stuff here and there where it doesn't path to the right thing or it keeps trying to chop on the same tree or whatever. Just minor stuff like that. Oh yeah, we can go to the Beastmaster and get another target so we can teleport over to him. And he is this guy here. So we can, let's see, task. Where's the next task? Easy task. We'll do another easy task. So we've got cows to kill. So they want me to go kill cows. So we just go back to where we were and go kill cows. Pretty much like RuneScape. So anyway, it's a cool game. I like it. I would recommend this. I like it a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. Actually, I probably want to get my storage cleared out, but I don't know where my chest went. I have to go figure out where that is. So anyway, that is going to do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.